Jack?
Yeah, you were talking about that yours didn't read right and read right. How you ended it.
Oh, no. Yeah, I said I was going to just use the regular nut and show that on a precision collet, it doesn't really make much of a difference. It seats just right.
So yours were seating okay.
I'm sorry?
Yours were concentric.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that was the precision collet that I had in there when the collet block was perfect. So everything wound up, right on the money.
I got it. Okay.
How about on the imports? Were they affected by the different nut type?
The imports, well, the 5C were all Chinese and they're all perfect for some reason. Luck of the draw. The ER32s are all Chinese and they're all a wreck. So I get 6,000, 4,000s. Every collet's completely different. So only a few of them I have as precision. The 3/8, half inch, so on.
Oh, that's where I lost you then. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's for the mill when I really have to have a gutter that's like perfect.
So the two collet blocks that I have, I dropped them off at a shop the other day, and he's going to check them with his CMM. He'll tell me which way the blocks are out.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully he checks that hole in the back of it. That would be the key to tell you they machined it right.
He's going to check both sides.
Okay, great.
Be interested to see.
Yeah, I did for grins and giggles. I put the square one in the 4-jaw chuck and got the outside perfect, and then put a test indicator in the center to see if it was perfect, and it was right in there.
Good.
Right. It's supposed to be over now, so yep. Very good.
He's talking in the background.
So Chuck, I saw your video on the 4-jaw tailstock. That turned out nice.
Yeah, it was.
Tomorrow is supposed to be coming off another one.
People were saying they thought it was a chuck for a wood turning lathe. There's no.
I'm back.
Yeah, wood turning or not, but it's for the Monarch, which doesn't have much throw. A real narrow chuck like that was perfect. It worked out nice. And then I'm going to make it the same. I have the same live center that I used to make that one, the same live center in MT3 for the closing. So I'm actually just doing that now and making the adapter so the chuck can unscrew and go onto the closing also.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, it's a fun little deal.
Yeah. Well, you know how one project starts another project.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been working on that grinder, that carbide grinder, and I'm going to turn the computer around here for you guys. Let's see here. All right, so there's a shot of the workbench. So I've got the grinder apart, and I'm going to put new bearings in it. I'm just doing a cleanup. But while I got it apart, I think, I got the rotor out, ready to come out. I really need to, balance or check the balance on everything. So I was like, well, I guess I got to build a balance stand. So that's what all this stuff is right here. So in the middle of one project, I'm starting another project, and I did some CAD design here, cardboard aided design. So I'm gonna have a couple of balancing rollers here. Can you guys see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And then this material's still on its way. It should be here in another day or two. And then I'm going to use some skateboard bearings, for the center bearings. And then of course I'm going to have to make some axles, and they're going to go through here. And I still got to cut the tops of these. This is just steel tube, some stuff I had laying around. So I'm going to cut the tops of these off so it'll be open on the top. And then I got this material here for legs. So I'm gonna splay them out. And I was hoping to have this farther along today before we got started, but you know how that goes. And then I'm going to. Oh, what was that?
I said, may I make a suggestion?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's an application for Android phones that's basically vibration analyzer, right?
Yeah.
And if you actually run the rotor at any reasonable speed, whatever speed that you want to run it as, you can literally just put an Android phone on, or even an Apple, I guess. You put it on top of it, and it analyzes the vibrations.
Wow,
so
no kidding.
Adding a small weight at a different point, and that'll actually help you cancel out vibrations. There was I forget who it was. There was one guy that took basically a Harbor Freight unbalanced bench grinder, and he used that technique to perfectly balance it. I mean, the thing runs better than my Craftsman Tombstone, which is actually very well balanced. Completely quiet. It literally sounds like a turbine revving up and revs down.
Yeah,
Man.
you're looking at the guy that did that.
Oh, you did that, Dave?
For what it's worth, Dean, this is how I did it. And I've got stainless rods that keep them parallel, and I run a stainless rod on the top, and it is incredibly sensitive. Just little teeny bearings.
Okay. Yep.
And I did all the grinder wheels, balancing them. I balanced chucks, a bunch of things this way.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to build the stand anyways. That
Yeah.
And that way I can balance the parts individually. They'll just be static balance. But I would like that. That's encouraging that you can do it dynamically. I did watch one guy on YouTube last night. I think the website was E-Machines, and they've got a balancing formula right on the website. And essentially, what you do is you have to float whatever it is you're balancing. So you have to put the rubber feet or whatever under the machine, and then you put a dial indicator against one side. And you have to use your phone in slow-mo and you record while it's running how much deflection you're getting.
Wow.
And you have to move weights around. You have to do 3 points, 120 degrees apart. And you keep moving the weights around and you enter the deflection amount, and then it'll tell you which weights to put in which spot. And on the video, it looked pretty amazing. Yeah, but he said it took several tries to get it to finally balance out.
I just use my balancer here with the chuck. I clamped the chuck on, and I just used the magnet until I got it in the right spot.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. So that's what I got going.
What's going on, Steve? How you getting on with your steam engine?
I actually haven't done too much with it since last week. Everything, when you're retired, you got so much time, you have no time to do anything. I did a lot of running around, and today I'm broadcasting from my kitchen because I had out in the shop, I didn't have good Wi-Fi. Oh. And I kept losing the connection out there last week.
Sorry, Harold.
I see the refrigerator's really handy right there too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I picked up a gauge block stone. It's a dual granite gauge block polishing stone. And I had been, of course, anybody that follows me knows that I do the precision ground stones and send them all over the world. And I had looked into possibly trying to make a gauge block stone. And I've been watching for them on eBay. They show up once in a while. They get a lot of money for them. But somebody had one listed and they didn't know what it was. So
Right.
it went pretty cheap.
What do you do with it? How do you work it?
Well, you can actually polish the your gauge blocks. I have a set of gauge blocks. I have a good set that I use for my standards, but I picked up a couple of old partial sets on eBay to use for setup and so on to abuse a little bit. And I found that they were actually in pretty good shape. And if you polish them on the gauge block stone, they actually will ring to the stone. When they start to ring to the stone, you know you've got them good. Now, a couple of these are in such bad shape that they'll never come back. But like I said, I use them for precision setups.
Okay. Now you can't do that on a surface plate. Not that you'd want to, but you can.
I suppose you could, but it's not the same.
Oh.
And you measure them. I mean, you check the flatness with an optical flat, which I have optical flats, but I don't have a light source yet for them. So I don't have a good way of checking them. But
Steve,
if
you take who was it that I saw that took alcohol, basically an alcohol burner, and put salt water in the wick. That gave him the light source for the optical flats, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
I know Bruce, I think it was Bruce Witham or somebody like that did one by putting a golf ball over the top of a laser. And
I haven't seen that one.
Or an LED or something like that. And he got a pretty decent source for it. And I just haven't, for my shop, I don't work that precision. So it's kind of an experiment more than anything. But I've been playing around with these gauge blocks, and this particular set, some of them are marked Weber's, which are Starrett gauge blocks. So it's between the two partial sets, I'm only missing, I think, 2 blocks out of a good quality set.
Oh,
Nice.
I got a question. When machinist passed away, and I went and I picked up, sitting to my right, the Starrett surface plate, big sucker, weighs a ton. But he threw this in, and I don't know what it is or what it's for. Any ideas? Heavy.
It's a granite block, right?
Yeah, but it's not for comparator, no hole.
It could be a square.
Yeah, it should be square.
It should be perfectly square. Use it as a reference when you want to set up your squareness comparator.
Let me get a square and see. I never checked it.
Thank you, Vernon.
Hello, Eggy. What's that?
Hi, guys. This is an arbor that I made for this cheap carbide saw that I bought at Harbor Freight, and I'm using it for a slitting saw. And it works quite well. I held it to about 130 RPM and cut through some steel material, and it's still sharp as all get out. So I was making a modification to the, let's see, for a knurling tool, and got a nice skateboard wheel here for tensioner, but this was a standard knurling tool that came with a kit of CXA parts, but I didn't like it bearing against the side bearing, so modified it.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Eggy,
I've
was
got
that
one of those C-clamp type knurling tools, and it works okay, but I've got to rebuild it. It's got too much play in it. I'm going to have to re-drill it. I'm going to ream the holes, and I've got new hardened shoulder bolts and so on to use to try and tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, I use Nylox on my shafts, and they're real close tolerance. And and then I've got quite a lot of surface area on the back attachment so that they really can't do much shifting, and so that it follows pretty good on tracking without getting out of alignment.
Yeah, mine has a lot of play in it, just side play in it, and it's all due to the fasteners just being too loose in the holes.
Yeah, the one thing I'm worried about a little bit is the shafts on the knurls. I bought some grade 8 bolts to use. I had used some other unknown material, and well, it was actually the original axles on the things were wearing fairly fast, and so I went with the grade 8 bolts, and I haven't used it long enough to know whether they'll hold up very well or not. But I thought the grade 8 would be as good as anything to start with.
Yep. All right.
Well, just to follow up, these sides are all perfect as far as I can tell, but the side to the face is not even close to me.
Wow.
I don't know what it is.
Just a little surface plate.
Something, yeah.
Maybe it was a salesman sample.
Yeah, could be. So I just put rubber feet on it, and it sits underneath a teeny grinder.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you don't care about it that much, you can use it for lapping. Take and put your paper on it for lapping.
Ooh, too small. Way too small. Huh?
Just not for the stuff I work on.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Now let me get rid of this thing.
So, Chuck, you got a 3D printer, and I see you using it quite a bit.
Talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Maddie.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, Matt.
Here's
Matty.
my next 3D print that I'm going to work on. Where's the camera?
Okay.
No,
What is that?
it's called a Tommy gauge. Where's the camera?
A Tommy gauge?
Yeah, Tommy gauge. So it's for holding gauge pins. So you have a
Hey, Matty.
go and a no-go.
Oh,
Yeah, so I started drawing them and gonna print them in 3D.
Okay.
Yeah.
you using PLA still, or are you going to go with PETG or ABS?
I'm still a PLA person so far. Still working through it, but I'm amazed how tough this PLA is. It's really pretty amazing stuff.
Actually, I made some gears a while ago with PLA, and they were tougher than the ABS gears that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually
wear resistant too.
I'm actually going to try to make some parts for the Diarco bender to actually bend things around. Try that out and see if it'll work.
I've seen a lot of people do that, actually.
Yeah. The other thing let me grab it. So for the Diarco bender, it's a the radius angle. So I printed them for the 1, and then this one for the 2, and put them on eBay for sale, just for the hell of it. So
Nice.
Yeah, I sold 2 of them already for $25 each.
Wow.
That's a pretty.
Hey, you said the PLA is pretty tough.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's-
made motor coupling flex. It doesn't flex.
yeah.
Well, I think if you want to flex it, they do have filaments that are designed for that.
I just have PLA only.
I would say try nylon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can even get, like, if you want to just try it out, go to your garden store, buy a roll of I believe they're like 1.5, 1.6 millimeter nylon trimmer.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
You can fit that through, but you need about 260 on your hot end if you want to make that stick, and just do painter's tape.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I use painter's tape only on the table.
Yeah. I actually stopped using painter's tape. I used to use ABS quite a bit. I stopped using it. And now I'm experimenting with PETG, which is a little bit more brittle, but way more temperature resistant than PLA.
Oh,
Have
you
you
said you stopped using painter's tape?
Yes.
What do you use on the table?
I actually am using the Build Tax service.
What is that?
So it's like it's a polymer surface. It's used with most printers these days.
Oh, okay.
It's just 2 magnets. They're just gigantic fridge magnets, basically. You stick it to your table, and the other end of it is got another magnet, and it has that flex plate on it. You just put it on the table. Once you're done printing, you just take the thing and you literally, like, you shake all the parts off. You don't have to scrape anything off. You don't have to bother with it. And you get pretty good results, actually. And the nice thing is the magnets themselves, whatever magnets they're using, they have some give. So you can actually squash down the first layer a little bit to give you a little bit better adhesion.
Hmm.
The only downside is you can't really run it at PLA at 50 anymore. You're running it around 65, 70, which really doesn't matter much.
Okay. You show this on your channel?
I do actually every once in a while, because I went from home built printer to Ender 3s that are fairly modified.
Okay, cool.
If you want, you can contact me, and I'll send you links to all the stuff that you're looking for. I'm not sure what printer do you have, Dave.
Oh, shoot. It's so long. Oh, it's the ANET A something. It's
Okay.
the latest one. Latest
Okay.
one.
All right.
It was sent to me for review, so I'm not going to refuse it.
Bruno, have you ever printed the PLA that's supposed to look like metal or wood?
No, I just bought off Amazon Christmas presents, so I just got like red, blue, black. And that's it.
I've printed ABS that had tungsten in it before,
Uh-huh.
and it was surprisingly tough. Like, really, really tough. Like, I tried to put it on a lathe and literally, like, just take a pass at it and instantly dulled my high-speed steel because there was actually tungsten particles in it.
Wow.
The wood stuff, you got to be careful with the temperatures. If you go too high, the strands, because it's not really strands, it's basically wood powder that's inside of the polymer.
Okay.
And the other nice thing about these hybrid plastics polymers is a lot of times they have better properties than the base stuff does. Like the carbon fiber stuff is actually like way more temperature resistant, way more shatter resistant, way more impact resistant, but you give up a little bit of the flexibility, which PLA doesn't really have much of it.
Right.
I see Everett's typing in some comments there. Looks like it's a little chilly up his way.
We need to get Everett on.
Bloody freezing.
Yeah. Hello, Maddie. I saw you sneak
How are you,
in there.
Steve?
Yeah, hi,
Oh,
Maddie.
boy.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm watching
Just
the
staying in
snow.
the background, mate.
Just watching the snow plows go by.
You
It's,
can almost read your time in the background there, Matty. What is it? It's almost
Yeah,
5 or something?
no. Nearly 5 o'clock at the pub.
Who won the Super Bowl? It's a day ahead there. Tell us who won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
It's eight.
We're looking at the future.
Yeah.
It's 8:25 Monday morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's absolutely. It's a bit overcast, but in probably about 19 degrees Celsius.
I can take that.
Yeah, it hit 76 here in the shop.
Yeah, it was. I think it got to around in the high 20s over the weekend. So it was a lovely weekend actually.
Oh, you're talking
Wow.
centigrade, though.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rub it in. Rub
Yeah.
it in.
Yeah.
I can't get it. It's 30. Well, it's 35 Fahrenheit here now, but it's supposed to drop way down tonight. Get ready, Bruno. It's coming.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well, they are. That's the
I hope you got a snowplow or I mean snowblower.
I do, and I couldn't use it in the last storm because the one of the drive belts was slipping, and there's no adjustment on it. So yesterday it was a nice sunny day, and I tore it all apart and had to actually space the gearbox down a little bit to tighten up the belt. The only problem was that took out the play from a gear that was in there. But fiddling around with it, I got it all back together, and it runs now. So after this is over, I'll go out and clear the driveway before it freezes.
I just did that right before joining this live stream, actually.
Okay.
I'm still like covered.
Where you at?
You guys need to build one of them V8 powered ones.
Yeah.
Well, I got too many V8s in my life. I don't need another V8 anything.
yeah. Well, that's
I'm in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm in Westfield now. I used to be in Steve's old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
I used to be in Newark, which is an older industrial town, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked in Newark for 17 years. Our warehouse was only a mile or so away from where Bruno lived.
Ah.
Matter of fact, he had all the good Spanish restaurants over by him. We used to go over there for our meetings and so on. Great Spanish restaurant.
I used to live in the Ironbound section there. The food is like phenomenal.
Yeah. Portuguese, big Portuguese area.
Yeah.
Yeah, great food over that way.
Did you guys ever watch Michael Reggie years back? He hasn't produced a video in about 5 years. Michael Reggie, he's right from that area.
Don't recognize that one.
I used to love watching Reggie.
Yeah, I wish Pierre would come back up in Canada. He hasn't been on the air in a long time.
Yeah, Pierre and Phil.
Or Phil, yeah.
They're both on. Phil is on Instagram all the time.
Right.
And I talked to him there, but
I left a message for Pierre. Actually, he just replied to me like literally minutes before this live stream. He says he's not ready yet. I know he's had some personal problems, I guess, in the past.
Okay.
He lost somebody, but I never knew who. Somebody passed away.
He lost both parents. Dave.
Okay.
So, I don't think he can recover from that. So.
Yeah, I guess not. Who else? Somebody else just lost a parent.
Stefan Gottswinter.
No, I didn't know that. No, it was somebody else.
No.
Oh, Stefan.
Yeah. It sucks. I've been watching Stefan, Chuck here, Tom Lipton, and actually a lot of it is due to Harold, really. Is the reason why I actually have a shop full of machines and not just 3D printers in there. So now it's like I got a lathe and milling machines and a surface grinder and a shaper and
nice.
Oh, a shaper? You suck. I want a shaper so bad.
I have an Atlas B7. Actually, it was one of the best investments because I paid like $350. Now they're going for almost $2,000. I'm like,
Yeah, I had one
Yeah.
on Craigslist here locally. He wanted like $1,200, and I ham and hawed it. He went like that.
Yeah, Dave, look down there. Look down
Yeah,
there.
I
under the
know.
chart.
You suck too.
I know.
I
I
see
love
it
you,
all the
Dave.
time.
Mr. Pete has like
It's
6 of them. Harold, no, ask him for one.
Yeah,
Would
it's
you like me
quite
to
a
go and sit
ride.
next to it, Dave?
Well,
I had
I'll
an
tell you one thing about
opportunity
the
to get an
paper. It's a
atlas
lot of fun
for
to
around.
watch, but
Look, I had the opportunity to get an atlas for around 500, but I just felt for the amount of space that it took up, the capacity was too small.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just
I'd
want
like,
the small guy.
yeah, I'd like to get something that was at least a 12-inch.
Oof.
so
Mine's
actually ended
11.
up buying my atlas in Pennsylvania from a guy that was like closing up his own shop or whatever. The atlas had very few hours, and he wouldn't let me leave without taking the horizontal. There you go. Dean has one. Horizontal milling machine that was all clapped out. Well, it turns out I end up using the horizontal milling machine a hell of a lot
Same,
more
mate.
than the shaper.
What is
Yeah, I
that?
have the horizontal mill.
How about that one, Bruno?
What is it? I
It's
know
a-
it's a shaper, but whose?
This is a little horizontal mill. It's a Diamond Tool Company.
Oh man, that looks a
Yeah.
lot like my Atlas MFC.
Yeah, and it's a little beast.
Yeah, they're rigid machines for what they are.
Yeah, I was surprised when I went and picked it up. I thought there was something wrong with my my little shop crane because I was expecting just for it to lift right up, and that sucker weighs like 500 pounds. It's unreal.
I have a Sheldon, and that thing is over 1,000. I'm guesstimating it's around 1,200 pounds.
Oh wow!
And I don't have it at my shop yet. It's over at the shop at the museum where I volunteer, and I've got to make arrangements. I've got somebody that's going to help me move it.
Reinforce your concrete floor first.
Hey Steve, let me know. I'm off on Sundays and Mondays.
Okay. There's Winky.
Hey,
Yeah,
Winky.
hi. Hello,
Hey,
Winky.
Winky. Well, this here, guys, this is a project I've been working on the last few days. You know what it is?
Yeah, hash pipe.
Oh man!
Don't know whether that'll focus or not.
Is that for Harold? The Texas fart muffler?
Oh,
See the hex in there?
Yeah, how did you do that? Wow.
And I've just still got to make the little doobies to go in the end yet. But I'll show you. Copied one of these. Very nice one.
Oh,
got
it's
hex on
for
the outside.
Transfer?
transfer plug.
screws.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I make a few. I'm going to make a couple of metric ones that I haven't got.
Oh.
So
Are
The
you
hex
going to do a
turned out
video
really,
on how
really
you did
good.
that hex?
the hex is easy, Dave. Real easy. Made it with the rotary broach.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
oh wow!
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Watched you making that.
Yeah, that's how I made that. Yeah, that's how I done the hex. Super easy.
Nice.
Was that from
Takes
the
longer
kit
to-
or was that your own design?
No, it was Tommy Gun Machining designed. this
Oh,
one.
okay. It was his. All right.
Yeah, and I just bought the plans off him. Or he gave me a set of plans, and I just made it. So yeah, works really, really good. So if you want a really easy brooch to make, that's the one to make. Not hard, super easy. If I can build it, anyone can.
Looks like a good project.
Yeah, good thing. So hopefully, I haven't done a video on making this yet, but hopefully, if I get my arse in the gear, I'll be able to do another couple and make a video. So yeah, That's been my project, boys.
So you got to make multiple holders then?
Yeah. This is going to be an 8 mil. I want to make it 10 mil or 6 mil, 10 mil. I can't really go smaller than. I'm going to have trouble making the 6 because the smallest X I can do is 5. It's 5 mil. So even that's going to be a pinch to make a 6 mil one. So I'm going to be a little bit creative there. But make a 6 mil, 10 mil, 12 mil. Just keep going up, and they'll always come in handy somewhere along the line.
Wood Creek is here.
There's you, Chil.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah, Usual. I think Chuck's the one who needs that.
Yeah.
I don't have any ER stuff. Everything I have is 5C.
Send it to you, send it to me.
Okay.
That was interesting, Dave. Dave, what you done the other day on that video with the comparison between the 5C and the AR32. That was a really good video. I got a lot out of that.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I did that mainly for Chuck because I missed the last live stream. So when it finally got posted, I went and watched the whole thing, and then I saw everything that I missed. So I decided to do that. Maybe help Chuck out.
Yeah, I got a lot out of it.
Oh, good.
It was good.
Hopefully, I stumble across something good.
For work holding, what's better as far as the import stuff? The ER32 or bigger, or the 5C stuff?
Oh, definitely the 32. In the video, the 5C only captures on the front end because it's just got one split on it. So if you put something undersized in it, the back end wiggles. So it's a joke. The 32s capture both the front and the back.
Yeah, I just got set up with the ER40, and I got that because I got an adapter for the horizontal mill. I'll be able to use that. I got a full set of those collets.
Jeez, those things get big. Those will hold an inch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I got it. And I got an adapter up for my lathe also. So I can use that on the lathe.
Yeah, the bore on my lathe is only like 3/4 of an inch. I wish I had 1 inch.
Yeah.
My Logan's also about 3/4 inch as well.
Yeah, well, the Atlas that I've got now, it's a Morse Taper 3. And so it won't be able to go through, all the way through because there's a drawbar. But it still works nice.
Yeah, I love the ER stuff, though. It's the only way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The only reason I have the 5C stuff is because I bought the tool and cutter grinder, which has to have that. And I did buy an adapter for it for ER32s, but it sticks out way too far. So I'm a mile away from the grinding wheel.
Yeah, Everett got the ER40s also.
That's what I've got to get next is AR40. I've got AR32, but I want to get AR40 for the Cincinnati mill. So one day I'll get some. But that sort of stuff's expensive here in Australia. Even the Chinese import stuff's expensive in Australia.
Are there restrictions as to what you can buy offshore? Any?
No, we can. Whatever you want, you can buy. Yeah,
Oh,
any tooling
okay.
I've never had any drama with any tooling I've bought. Just
okay,
because you got the money, right?
Just the markups are really bad then.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, is it an
It's not
import
cheap here.
tax? Is it a tax? Or
No,
something?
it's just there's no tax on it. It's just expensive. They bump it up. Like if you go into say Bangor or somewhere and put in, how you can change the currency from American, USA to Australian. And see what the price difference is. There's definitely a jump up there.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I've found every time it's not cheap.
Oh.
Like it's cheaper than genuine, like than buying a proper brand name, but it's still expensive.
Is the pay grade kind of the same as the US then? Or you guys get paid more or less?
Because
No
Righto,
question.
here's an instance. Before I retired, right, I put some hypothetical numbers. Before I retired, say I was on $30 an hour. In the city, you'd be getting 60.
Mm.
It's just the way it is. Country people don't get paid as good as the city folk.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
the same here in California. Cost of living's higher, so you get paid more than, say, in Louisiana. Yeah.
Yeah, well, cost of living where
Yeah.
I live is done nothing compared to the city. We got no tolls, we got no ferries or anything like that. It's just we got two taxi in our town. We got two cars, dead taxis. That's it. If you don't get on them, there's no, and you've got public transport that run between the two, like buses that run between the towns. But our cost of living is nothing compared to the city folk.
Food too, I guess, is cheap.
No, food's dear compared to the city. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like it's in some ways it's a little bit. We got to remember where we live. You know, we pay a little bit dear for where we live simply because it's a beautiful area. You know, I'd say the retail market, they sort of thrive on that. People are prepared to live here, they're prepared to pay a little bit more. But I'd soon rather live here than in the city, I can put it that way. I don't mind paying a bit more.
Yeah, I saw the aerial footage. Aerial footage was beautiful.
Yeah, I've had a request to go down. If you want to Google Green Cape Lighthouse, I've had a request to go down there and have a fly around the lighthouse and show you guys. I think you all love that. It's picturesque. It's beautiful area.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. So watch this space. I'll get there. I'll get there and do it. Where do I live? Comment there. I live in New South Wales, Australia, down in a little place called Eden, it's right on the Victorian border. So that's where I live. Pretty little area.
Down near Melbourne? Is that down that
funny
way?
you say that. No, I'm halfway, but exactly halfway between Melbourne and Sydney on the coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it takes me 6 hours to get to Melbourne, 6 hours to get to Sydney. So pretty much smack in the middle. So
I'm going to close out and then come back mobile. All right, I'll be back. But I'm going to try to go in my shop and show you something.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Stephen, what size spindle does your horizontal mill have? Is it a Brown and Sharp 9
Yes,
taper?
it is.
Yeah, that's what that little one I just showed has, and man, that stuff's hard to find.
You know, I have been very fortunate. I've got one of my regular viewers, that has been buying stuff at auction, and he's been finding a lot of it. And every time he gets it, he sends it to me.
Oh, that's lucky. Oh, that's great.
I've got some end mill holders. I've got a boring bar. I've got quite a few pieces from him, and I was able to find the Brown and Sharp 9 to ER40, because you can buy this stuff new. It's just expensive. It's out there.
Yeah.
The only thing I haven't been able to find are any additional arbors for the milling cutters. I've got a 1 inch, and there's a 3/4, and there's a 1 1/8 or a 1 1/4. I'd like to get the 1 1/4, but I never see them.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eyes open for a 7/8. I've got a whole bunch of gear cutters, and they're all 7/8.
Okay.
Yeah, and so far nothing's come up. But
yeah. No, I've got about 4 searches for the Brown and Sharp 9 out on eBay and different sites.
Same here.
Something comes up all the time, but not anything you can use.
Yeah. I thought I saw a great deal a few weeks ago. It was a lot of about, maybe 10 tools, and it said Brown and Sharp 9, but only 2 of them were. Everything else was 7. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh,
I picked up a lot like that and made out pretty well because it had a combination of the R8 and Brown and Sharp 9, and I can use both of them.
Oh, there you
But
go. Yeah,
I
nice.
made out real well with that.
Yep. Yeah, I hope to get that little mill going one of these days. I just have so much backlog of different projects and
Is Brown and Sharp 9 bigger than Morse Taper 2?
it's quite a bit bigger. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's closer to 3.
Yeah. Steve's right. It's very close to a 3, but I think it's a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's longer.
I'm just saying, you make a sleeve that has Brown and Sharp 9 on the outside, Morse Taper 2 on the
Yes,
inside,
they're available.
and
Yeah.
but
I'm-
Morse Taper 2 you can get it in ER20, ER11, ER32 if I'm not mistaken. I don't think you can do ER40 with Morse Taper 2 because I think it's just too much
Yeah.
head on there.
Yeah.
But
I've got
My Cincinnati's got a universal head. When I got that mill, I've been told, and I believe it's got a Morse taper 3, but I believe it was originally a Brown and Sharp taper. Yeah, someone had machined that, and when they machined it, it was machined. Had 6 hour. It was 6 hour out of concentricity. Like you put a cutter in there, it was just waving all over the place.
Ooh.
So I sat there for a couple of days, and I did show it on one of my videos. I jigged up a grinding setup using a bench grinder, and I built an arbor, stuck it on the end of the bench grinder, and I reground the taper. And now it's got about 4/10 run out. But I tell you what, it took a lot of doing. I've showed it on. If you go back through my videos, you'll see I showed the setup I did, and I'd never do it again. It was a headache and nerve-wracking too. Never ever do it again. But it works. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it for bugger all money. It cost me probably $30 to set the whole thing up. I end up using $41.40 for an arbor. Actually, I've got it here. Oh shit! There goes the camera. There's the arbor I used.
Okay.
And I just relieved the end of it because that was like the big long triangle ones. Relieved the end of it, stuck it on the end of the grinder, and I used 8 set screws so I could clock it in. And clock it in true, so it was spinning true on the grinder arbor. And had the head set to the right angle. Had the table traversing back and forwards, had the mill run at the same time. We just reground the taper with the grinder spinning. And I tell you, it took hours and hours and hours and hours. I've done it over about 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
And
I don't think I'd be brave enough to try that.
well, I had nothing to lose. I was either machine up a whole new spindle for the mill or have a crack at regrinding it. And it worked. So it's definitely worth it.
I've found the more miserable it is, the more rewarding the results are.
Mate, I was absolutely over the moon. I don't drink, but I nearly had 3 beers when I finished.
So,
Guckstack.
all right. So I thought I could turn my camera around on my phone, but how many of you guys can thread on the lathe with one hand? See if I can show you this. So hopefully you can see that. So I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Oop.
That is
Not
beautiful.
most of it.
Oh, we got Randy now.
Oh, Randy's here.
Hey, Randy.
I,
Hey,
guys
man.
doing? But I thought I'd show you can thread on this thing with one hand on the Monarch. You only need two hands.
Nice.
Randy, you're out of focus.
I'm out of focus now, not.
Yeah, from my
You-
end,
you-
you look out of focus.
It's your feed. Your computer's slow.
Hey, everybody else is fine.
Did the snow melt there yet, Randy?
No, we saw quite a bit.
Oh boy.
That'll be there till spring now, won't it?
There we go. Full
No, it'll go away. It's supposed to rain in a few days anyway, so it'll be gone. I just posted.
It's probably gonna snow up there.
It might. It's a percentage. It could be snow, but it could be rain too. So, yeah, I just started on a barn. A friend of mine took a tree right through the middle of his barn. I just posted some pictures on Instagram, and we spent all morning. Well, the last couple of weeks I've been working on got the tree out of it and the tree mess cleaned up. But that we just started this morning on tearing out the part that's damaged. I posted some pictures on Instagram and MeWe. So we're gonna fix it. And it'll take us a little while.
Hey, point of order. I broke in without Harold even seeing me. You know what he did? He posted a link to Everett on the comments of YouTube, and I clicked on it, and it put me in the studio. I mean, I'm sure Harold would welcome me, but I was talking to him earlier. But it does. So Harold, it does work from the YouTube comments.
Wow, how about that?
Okay. From YouTube comments, you clicked on the link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harold put it. He put it in the comments of YouTube to the link to StreamYard for Everett, and I don't see Everett here. He must not have clicked on it, but I did.
Oh.
So
No,
good to see you.
I did through the email link. Yeah.
Then my Wi-Fi went out, and I had to change to my laptop. I don't know what's going on. We're in a winter storm in Cleveland,
Oh.
so everybody looks good.
I think all the internet wiring is frozen up there where Everett lives.
The only other thing that could have happened was I switched to my laptop because I was watching you guys from the start. And with my big computer, I got a big HP desktop, but that doesn't have a camera on it. I never ordered a camera with that, so I'd have to go in the garage. I've got a computer in there all in one that's hooked up for streaming and everything, but it's too cold out. I don't want a $300 electric bill addition this month because I have electric heat in my garage and it's about 15 outside. So Harold's not worth it. Only when I'm working on something. So anyway, I got my trusty laptop from work and now it's working. It's just sensitive to
You have electric heat in California, and you will be in the poorhouse tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got two electric heaters.
There's no way.
No way
you can afford that.
I know.
That's why I
I got a
went
question.
solar.
Yeah, they're 240 volt. They're nice. They keep the garage. You know what? When I first opened my shop up, I built a wood burning stove that I used hard cold in. Then I switched to used fuel oil because I had trucks and heavy equipment, and I built my own oil burner, and that didn't do good in the city because when you didn't have the right air mix, you'd have smoke like crazy. So, you know, after all that stuff, hard cold and motor oil and all this crap, I got two electric heaters and it's fine. Just pay the man, you know, and forget it. And so that's where I'm at now.
I want to know where's the country going to make all the electricity where they switch everybody to electric cars?
Yeah. Well, here's this. Hey, Randy, you know heavy equipment. Oh, you guys all out there know heavy equipment. I worked in construction. I drove for construction trucks, and plus I was a machinist welder in between all that. And just one piece of heavy equipment has like 70 gallons of oil in it, you know. So how are you going to replace all that in a generation, you'll never do it. You'll never do it. Just think of it that way. All the fuel for trucks, cars, buses, planes, trains, they all run on oil, lubrication. We make plastics out of oil. How are you going to change that in a lifetime? It ain't going to happen.
They want to do it. They want to do it in 5 years.
And the corporations, the dimwits that are in the corporations fell for this. You know, you go on the biggest corporation in the world and go on their site, and they fell for this. Like, you're going to change the world. I mean, it's a good idea if there really is damage to the environment, but we're all going to be eating wood if they try to make this transition within 10 years. Thank God I don't have that much more, but that's my point on it.
Yep.
So that's the answer. Thank God.
Al, what?
Okay, what else do I see?
I forgot where you live, Al. What part of the country are you in again?
I'm in the best location of the nation, San Diego. As
It's
Dave
15
said,
degrees down
no,
there.
you know what? Let me tell you the story about that. I've been in Cleveland all my life, 65 years.
Cleveland,
And
yeah.
when I was a little boy, we had the illuminating company. That was their slogan: Cleveland, the best location in the nation. So, you know, I kind of always say that just in jest, but you know, it's really gone downhill since then.
What area are you in, Al?
I'm right on the west side of Cleveland. I've been in this house for 38 years. I've been on the west side of Cleveland 65 years, all of my 65 years. And, you know, what can I say? It's a great industrial town. It's just, you know, I worked here all my life. I could sit here and talk to you how many shops I worked in here that are gone.
Oh, I thought you said San Diego.
No, I just said that because Dave, when I said that last time, Dave corrected me. He said, no, Al. He said San Diego is the best location. Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't think San Diego's ever seen 15 degrees.
Oh, it's 77 now. I'm about to turn the air conditioner on.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
We only have a couple of minutes left, I think.
I worked.
Where are you, Dave?
And it was
What?
like below.
Where are you, Dave?
I'm in San Diego, California.
San Diego, California. Yeah.
South. I'm right by the Mexican border where all the illegals come through and rob and kill everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't get much better than that.
And now that they've shut down building the wall, I hear there's caravans starting again.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Al's about the farthest away.
Randy. I'm going to ship them up to you, Randy. Put them on a bus.
Just so you know, I shoot.
They won't like us cold either.
And I'm not afraid to shoot, okay?
Yeah, I heard you have that tripwire with live ammo.
Well,
No, that was mutual.
That's the way I would do it.
No politics. Okay,
we're gonna get Harold demonetized here.
Hey, was Dean on here? Oh yeah, yes, there's Dean.
Yep.
Yeah, I like your welders. I was watching some of your videos. You repaired the plasma cutter.
Oh, thanks, Al.
Yeah, I made some comments. We had those in the welding school from Lincoln, actually, to tell you the truth. I don't like to downgrade Lincoln, but their equipment has gone, since 2011 till now, they've gone downhill. I would say the best plasma cutter in the world right now is either the
Hypertherm.
Yeah, we had a Hypertherm one at 100 or the 85. And the next one is the one Andrew Camarada has. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's a great one. Man, anyway, it's a U.S. made one of the big names.
Miller or
well, yeah, Miller's up there. Like I said, Lincoln has gone downhill. But all those imports, like you said, that one was from Amazon. Those things are like more for show than someone buys it and they may cut a few pieces and then all of a sudden they're going to have problems with it. It's just not built for. That's one of the most electronics is a welder. There's no other.
Yeah.
There's nothing more like
We got Dale trying to break in.
Dale.
Dale, build something cool.
Oh, hey.
guys.
Hey,
I don't
Dale.
think he's ever been, I don't think Dale's ever built anything cool.
That's a big call.
Pretty cool.
There he is.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Get your camera turned on, Dale.
I'm trying to figure it out, guys.
Harold's about
Oh,
ready to shut us off.
We can hear Dale.
That's
Well, you know,
all right.
he's-
Well, I'm sorry I can hear you too, Randy.
Hey, Dale, you might try a couple tin cans and some string.
Oh,
Well, that's you old guys know how to do that.
Oh,
Just a question. Any of you guys had formal training in machining and machinists? I know Randy was a Navy machinist.
No.
Anybody? Weren't you in the Navy as a machinist? No, I got you confused with somebody else.
I was
So
an
I-
engineer. I was an
I
engineer.
was an automotive machinist.
Okay.
for
Yeah, I
Exxon.
think was right.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm the air conditioning tech.
No, I had formal training in college. Yes, for machine work.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for showing up, guys. Time's up.
Well, Dale timed that right.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
enjoy the Super Bowl, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks very much, guys. See you all
Yep.
next
All
week.
right.
Like
We got
Dale
to see
Watson.
you later.
Bye,
All
guys.
right.
All right.